Hello everyone and welcome to Genie. In today's video, we are going to design a single page layout in Angular. So as you can see in the screen, this is what we are going to develop today. So we will be having an home, about, contact and login page. So let us begin without wasting much time. I am creating a folder called one page layout, and from my Visual Studio Code, I am going to open this folder. Now let us dive into creating one page layout with Angular. So first we have to create the Angular dependencies. For that, go to the folder where the which we just created, and type ng one page layout, ng new one page layout, so that all the dependencies will be created. Now let us create all the components required. So there are around 6 components we require. So we need a header, footer, a login component, an about component, and a contact form. So once this is done, let us create an auth card. So there are certain elements which we do not need to access without login, without the proper authentication. For that we need this auth card. And here we are going to use Angular material for our stylings. We are not using any other styling format like Bootstrap here. So all of this might take a little time to get installed. So as you can see, my Angular material takes some time. Once this is being installed, it will ask to provide a theme, custom theme. So I am selecting Indigo Purple here. So it will ask whether if you want to include Angular animations. So everything I am giving yes here. Now once this is done, let us create a service called auth. So this will create a spec as well as a service TypeScript file. So we have created all the required files and installed all the required packages we needed. Now let us add code in each of our components. So first I'll go to my home component and I'll create a mat card, and inside my mat card header I am creating a mat card title and I am writing welcome. So we have to include these dependencies, these classes inside our app modules. So in the imports, let us add mat card. And we have to give the path in which this is located. Now let us create the mat card content. So now mat card is imported in our app module. So this is what we have in the home page. Welcome, and this is our home page. Like that, it will we'll create a header as well as a paragraph. And we don't have anything in our TypeScript file. Now let us go to the header HTML. So this mat toolbar also we have to install. So we have to import this in our app module. So mat toolbar module and give the correct path. So in my toolbar color is blue. So I am giving primary. And inside my header component, there are like 4 buttons, uh, like home, login, contact. Like that, there are around 3 or 4 buttons will be there in my. So I am giving a router link as well as a button in. So home, about, contact and login. These are my button names and these are the router links. So this is what we have in our header component. Now let us go to the footer component, and there is a paragraph declared and I am just giving a copyright. So my Angular page app. So we don't have any code in the TypeScript for all these files. Header and footer components are done. Let us go to the about component and create a division here. So here I'm not using any um, Angular material code here. So here it's just about us, and this is the about page content. So like that, there is a paragraph as well as a header created. Now let us go to the contact component. So here there is a contact form which will be created. So there is a mat card header and a mat card content. In the mat card title, I am giving a title like contact us, and after that there will be a form. So we have to import the mat form module in our app module. So these errors will go. So inside the mat form field, a label like your name, email ID, like that, some fields we are going to create. So after the mat label, a mat input. So name and email address should be created, and after that a message should also be there in the contact form. So there will be a label and input button for each of these. So once that is done, let us create a button. So where we will submit our contact form. The color of the button is primary, so it will be blue. Now let us write the code inside our TypeScript file. So here we have some code. So let us implement the on in it, and we will create a variable contact form of form group and submitted is false. Now let us create a constructor. So the constructor inside the constructor of variable fb is created, which is inherited from the form builder. So once before we submit the contact form, we are going to create a validators. So name and email are the required fields. Once this is not there, you should not be able to submit name, email and message. These three are the required field. And in the email, another check will be done, like whether the email is in the correct format. And once this is valid, then I'm just creating I'm just logging it, and submitted will become true. Now let us go to our about component, and we will add some styles here for our mat card. Form is display, direction is column. So these we will add in our CSS file. Just run our application and see whether if it is working fine or if it is building properly. So once this is done, our application is building now. So now let us go to the auth card, and inside the auth card I am creating can activate function, a constant. So there is an injectable which is provided at the root. So I am creating a class called auth card in the can activate, and I'm creating a constructor inside this, and this constructor will call the auth service and the router. So we have to add methods inside the auth service that we will do later. So we are calling the can activate method and creating a router and a state. Inside our can activate method, let us call the is authenticated. If the is authenticated property is uh, true or it is passing fine, then true will be returned. Otherwise, again it will go to the mm, navigate to the login page, and false will be returned. So this is the logic inside our auth card. So for that, we have to first add the code inside the auth service. So let us go to the auth service. No, first let us create our login form. So here we are creating a math card and a math header, and creating a math title login, and inside the math content I am creating a form like we have created inside our contact component. So the form name is id is login form. So once this is submitted, the login function will be called, and we have to implement the forms module inside our app module. Then only this error will go. Okay. Now we have to so we are creating the form fields here. So first a label username, and then after that we are creating a mat input. The placeholder is enter the username, and now we are binding a ng model here for the two-way binding. So the name of this input is username. Now let us create the same for our next field, that is password. So we in the password I am going to give type as password and the name is password. The errors which we are seeing in the screen is because these are not yet declared inside our TypeScript file. Now, if there is an error message, so I'm creating an ng if and giving the error message. So error message will be displayed here. So after that, I'm going to create a button of matte raise button and color as blue. So color is primary and type is submit. So once our button is submitted, the login method should be called. So inside our login component TypeScript file, I am creating a username, password, error message variables. Now I am creating a constructor here, and inside the constructor I am calling my auth service and router. Now creating the login method. So this should be outside our constructor. There is a constant success which is created if the login is working fine, and I'm just printing the username for debugging, whether it is getting the proper value. And if it is success, auth service, there is one property is authenticated will be set to true, and there will be no error message, and the router will go to the navigate to the home page. If there is error, then the error message will be printed. Now let us give some styling. So the matte card, width, height, top, everything I am giving here inside my login component
Other
CSS file.
components like the form.
And we are also styling the button as well as the error message. So the form, the display is flex, and the flex direction is column, and for the error message the color will be red. Margin, I'm giving a 10 pixel for the margin top, and for the button margin top is 20 pixels. So these are the styles which we are going to apply here. Now let us go to the auth or auth service, and I'm creating a variable called is authentication, which is a boolean, and setting it to default as false. Now let us create a method called login, which takes two parameters, username and password, and returns a boolean. And if I'm directly hard coding the username and password here, since it is a very simple application. So if the username is user and password is password, the authenticated will be true and the login will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Now let us go to the app component and call the app header here, and we are creating a router outlet. So while we were installing this, I have given the routing as false. That is the reason it is showing an error here. So we have to import this manually inside our app module. So this footer will be generated only if the authenticated property is true. So I am creating a class called app routing module here and creating the routes here. You can do it in this way and call this in the app module, or you can directly go to the app module and add the routes here. So I am creating a routes or array, and inside this I am specifying the path. So an empty path means it will directly go to the home component, and once path is about, the about component will be triggered. If it is contact, the contact component will be triggered, and here the scan activate of auth guard will be called. And after this, we have the login as well. So we have to import the can activate here as well, and the login component, once the path is login, will be triggered. So the route will be logged in the console as well. So this is done for debugging purpose. Now in the app routing module, I am creating an ng module and importing the routes. And adding my routes here as well. So I'm like importing all the components here and creating a class called app routing module. And this router module we have to like import inside our app module class. So that is the reason this error we are getting, error occurs in the template of app component. So once this is removed, most of the errors will be uh, removed. And we will in the providers, let us give auth card as well as auth service here. Now let us go to our browser. So now our application is again compiled properly and all the errors are fixed. So go to this location, open this path in editor browser, and let us test our application. So once we open this, this is what we are getting. So we have this home, about, contact, and login. Once we give the username and password carefully, only then the footer will be displayed. Otherwise, the footer will not be there, and the contact form will be visible only once the successful login is done.